Hello, welcome to my home. I'm Mark Roberts. I've really decked out my place for Christmas this year for you, and I've got lots of great design ideas I want to share with you. Hopefully, I'll inspire you to go home and deck your halls this magical season to capture those wonder and awe moments when your family and friends come into your home this Christmas. Let's get inside, it's starting to get cold. You know, the World's Fair was held at the North Pole a little over 100 years ago. I'm going to show you today my interpretation of how it must have been during that magical time of the North Pole World's Fair. What must it have been like to walk those dreamy fairgrounds with the North Pole elves riding Santa's Ferris wheel? Jolly old Saint Nick walking about with his bag of toys, passing out presents to all the girls and boys. Bright fairies in vivid colors riding the choo-choo train, while Santa's above us, laughing with the moon and the stars. I must be dreaming. I thought I just saw Santa and a big blowfish flying by. Yes, it's true. All this magic and awe, all this Mark Roberts magic, is now easily in your reach. Here's a real playful way all your fairies can be helping you decorate your tree. Here, I've got them playing catch with my glass ornaments, throwing the balls up to each other. I've got the toy fairy here. He's even flipping one of the glass ornaments off the back of his foot. He must be the soccer fairy during the off season. I did a little build up down here with some of these new fabric covered boxes. These are new this year, these boxes. I really love them. Not only can you store things in them, but you can use them as risers. You can also quickly turn one into a fairy gift box by tying a bow onto the front of it or the top of it, hot gluing a fairy onto the bow, and then maybe tucking in some old pine picks, some old ornaments you might have, and voila, you've got a great gift that you've created all by yourself. I've dressed my mantle with the Della Robbia theme using artificial peaches and apples, and I've even tucked in a few fresh pineapples that I'd gotten from the market. I've then taken these Mark Roberts torchères over here, and I've filled them with Christmas lights and multicolored ornaments for a real festive touch. They bring the lights up from my garland, and they balance some visual weight on each end. Then I have a parade of stocking holders up here. Fairy stocking holders, actually. These are new this year. This one here is called the Christmas Eve Fairy Stocking Holder. He's mounted on a nice heavy box, festively covered with lots of different holiday fabrics, and trimmed out with some old-fashioned tinsel, and then he's got this nice brass hook here to hold a stocking. Nowadays, Christmas stockings are not just red velvet with a white fur cuff. No siree. With Mark Roberts, you get all the bells and whistles. I really do feel like I'm at the North Pole with these on my mantle, and with my nutcracker fairies here guarding my fireplace. Well, Santa surely will be welcomed at my home. Your dining room is a room where you can be really luxurious. It's a special room where you gather for meals with special people, your family, your friends. Not only have I introduced many new fairies and Santas this year, but I'm also introducing a very festive yet functional new member of the family, these fairy-inspired wine bags. I'm going to show you just a few of the dozen or so new styles I've done this year. This one is from the Christmas Eve fairy, and let me show you what he's carrying. I'm going to untie his little bow up here, which is actually just a drawstring that ties the bag together. I'm going to unsnap his vest. I'm going to lift this up here, loosen the drawstring, and there's a bottle of wine. Maybe we could have a drink together. If you're going to someone's home for dinner, one of these filled with a bottle of wine will make a great gift, and everyone will be oohing and awing over it. To close it back up, I'm going to pull up here, put the lid back on, I'm going to pull this drawstring tight. Makes like a nice little bow tie. I'm going to tie a simple shoestring bow. Again, very functional, yet very aesthetically pleasing. Going to take his vest, going to snap him back together. Pull the little bows out, the little beads, fluff them up a little bit. The arms are wired, so they're easy to shape. And aren't his little toes cute too? Here's the lamp here. I love to wrap a fairy around the body of a lamp. Doesn't he add some life, some playfulness, some animation? I started the Healing Heart Fairy program in 2004 to benefit children's hospitals across the country. My company has been very successful over the years, and I have many of you to thank for that. All the profits earned from this fairy benefit designated children's hospitals across the country. Please support the children. Maybe you'd like one for yourself. He'd also make a great gift. Before we close, I want to show you how to fluff your fairies, how to bring the magic out in them. This one is called the Spirit of Hope Fairy. He's very special to my heart, and after we fluff him out, I'll tell you something very special about him. First, when you fluff him, you want to take his wings and you want to spread them out a little bit. Then you want to twist them, bend them, make them look like they're flapping. This brings out the magic in them. Then, what I want to do is I'm going to pull his arms out, and I'm going to adjust him with his anatomically correct positions of the hip joint and the knee joint and the hip joint and the knee joint. I'm also going to flex his back here, a little bit like a chiropractor. I'm going to flex his back like this and pivot him at the same time so we get a little bit of movement going in his body. I'm going to bend his arms up a little bit here, bend him at the wrist elbow joint there. That's not his wrist joint, that's his elbow. I'm going to curl his hat, get some little motion going, a little excitement going up there. Got his head tilted, a little bit of, I call it the puppy dog look. I'm sure you've heard me say that one before. And I want to curl his toes. Everything is wired in my fairies, and you want to take advantage of that and kind of make them look magical. Even the coat here is wired, so you can fluff it up, everything. And look what you've got here. You've got a beautiful fairy. You've got the Spirit of Hope Fairy. 10% of the proceeds from this fairy go to support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. This is a great organization dedicated to the prevention and cure of breast cancer in our lifetimes. I lost my own mother to breast cancer many years ago. I know that she'd be very proud of what I'm doing today. If you want to learn more, go to my website and click on the Charitable Causes tab. I really want to thank you for the time you spent with me today. I enjoyed opening up my home and sharing some ideas with you. I sure hope that I inspired you now. Don't be afraid to try some of these things. They're actually pretty easy to do. As always, I want to thank you for your support. I can promise you that my staff and I, we all work hard all the time. And although we often get physically tired, I can also promise you this. We love our work. We love our jobs. It's not always easy, but it is always rewarding. For the many people at my company, I want to thank you for your confidence. Thank you for your support. We appreciate that you buy our products, and we're thrilled that you love them so much. So, thank you very much.